It's 2 and 5 meeting in the loser side quarterfinals. Absolute cinema.
Yep.
What a fun matchup too. Absa versus Forsburn. This is yeah, it kind of is something when you're watching the top level, you're mostly only going to be seeing it from these two. You'll actually see a decent amount of it at the mid level, at least in my region. For whatever reason, we don't get it, but there are a lot of like really scary Absa and Forsburn players out there. But the only two that are doing it at that like top 15, top 20 level, it's these two right here. And you got a preview of Cake Assault earlier. You got to see a little bit of Ant, but this is going to be a destructive matchup.
Oh yeah. Man, I mean, it was at Genesis. It was off stream. We had it on the phone. Shoutouts to being able to get some kind of recording on it. But it was a reverse. I think it was a reverse 3-0 done by Ant. So as Hungrybox has said many times, if there's a person who's going to reverse 3-0, it's Ant. Has been able to show it multiple times. We'll have to see if it's even necessary in this matchup between two of these gargantuan skill players. Absa and Forsburn, piloted by the best of the best.
I don't know why. I have a very distinct memory of, I think Ant was playing against Cake Assault. I could be mistaken, but I remember Fabs was in the crowd and he was literally just standing behind Ant shouting, "Yes! Kill him! Kill him!" That was just all he was shouting for the entire set.
Back to the beatable times. It's like off with their head for the gladiator ring. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Unfortunately, Fabs' spell works directly on Ant himself for that first stock to just suddenly tumble away. So Cake Assault getting to play with the big lead here. And honestly, like, that's just so scary because now Cake Assault gets a ton of time to download Ant in this first game. And I feel like that goes critically undervalued in a best of 5 set.
So the superpower thing came in there. Yeah, you can make someone, die, but you can't control who it is. So, your go Absa, unfortunately, will be able to just SD instantly, giving a huge lead over Great Cloud Placement. Can't find the last Condensed Storm aerial, but instead gets it with the down air. Can you finish it off with something else? No, but that's so much damage. The Cloud pops and the up air strikes. Oh my goodness, and you are a miracle worker in motion, but you've eaten 94 from that SD. We're gonna have to see a lot more, and Cake Assault slammed that door shut.
Great turnaround there from Cake. Again, this is one of those benefits that you really get from, your opponent SD, you getting to play from up a stock, is that Cake doesn't have to worry in that situation. I mean, Cake died off of one bad decision, which was trying to ledge cancel the up special on a moving platform, barely missing, and then eating a gigantic punish for it. Normally that would be really devastating. That would be a turnaround in momentum for an entire game, but instead, Cake just does a ton of damage back, keeps that full stock lead, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah, instant grab out of those jabs and a call out as well. Anson does a huge amount of trouble, and once again needs to put this clutch engine in the fullest gear possible based on the air dodge. Oh no! And both scrambled for the ledge, but one is only able to come out on top. Cake Assault snatches it away. Starts with an SD. You'll still take it. We'll have to see how it moves on in game number 2.
That is crazy how that entire game, the entire game, was dictated just by that early SD. It's one of those things where it's not like it threw off Ant's mental and Ant wasn't able to play well. No, Cake was able to take a ton of risks and preserve his own mental throughout that entire game, and could even affect the entire set with the downloads that he can get by playing risky, by testing Ant's reactions. That last stock you got, Cake would not have gone for that if it was just one stock apiece, because that timing was so close, you would absolutely see him going back on stage, but instead able to snipe that ledge just a couple frames early because he had that full stock to play with. Like, it really goes to show an early SD can change so much about a set. This might be the one that defines it.
And it's in the loser side as well, with only one last remaining flight to get to Evo, to get to Vegas. There's a lot of pressure, and what pressure is good, it makes into diamonds, but it seems to be that Forsburn is the one who is able to consistently keep it happening. Cake Assault has been a monster in this whole bracket. May be able to lose in that winner side and is still in that top 8, but oh my goodness, Ant needs to pull it together, because my goodness, Cake Assault just seems to be looking unstoppable.
You better guess which one is true. Cake Salt definitely loves to play around those. All right, are you gonna be deceived? Are you not? I'm gonna try to outplay you here. I love the way that he uses the smoke, the clones, the everything, even the movement. Tried to read the double jump away from Ant, but that is player-to-player knowledge. Ant has seen enough Cake Salt to know that that read was coming.
Ooh, and has to try to call out the up B. Will not be able to find its mark. You have to be patient in that corner. You know that the Cake Soul tried and true back here is gonna find its mark. Wow, able to survive at 120%. And guesses wrong. Tricky.
Again, one of those moments where you just have nothing you can do when all that smoke is up, and it's something that Absa has a tough time dealing with. Despite the amount of space that she can cover at any given moment, she can't just take out all of those clouds. Those smoke clouds are going to be devastating to her game plan. Does get that first stock right there with a big lightning kick, but now only good DI is going to save Ant right there. If that was a mistech on the platform, no doubt Cake Assault follows that up with the stock.
It's just a constant battle against the clutch minister, and my goodness. Cake Assault, we gotta check the PC, right? Like, cause I know you're able to move like a monster in offline, but this confidence, this tech chase, these callouts are just on another different level. This is like machine levels of ingenuity, instantly able to vanish without a trace, but hold on, Ant. This is why this stage was picked as a counter. All of a sudden, you can make some magic happen with Absa, and Cake Assault may fall victim to it, but these smokes, Komodo, because they're not cleared out, they're giving Cake Assault even more areas to move around.
Man, and all of that defensive opportunity gets Cake Assault out of it all. And had like 3 or 4 opportunities that without all that smoke, without all the resources from Cake, might have been able to just clean it up, but there goes the dagger slicing up all that space, and with nearly no shield left, so now has to be really, really tricky with that movement, and that's the kind of thing that Cake Assault is not gonna get fooled by.
Jesus, and just keeps switching it up. Puts it into drive, puts it into reverse, and Absa finally able to shut down that stock, but you've got a lot to climb with. But Ant, oh my goodness, they're both schmoving now. It's a confidence
The timing
test.
mix-ups. It's the timing mix-ups, Wolf. That is the only thing that is keeping Ant in this game. That's why we saw that back air connect. Went for that double jump barely off the ground just to mix up the timing by a few frames. Caught Cake dropping the shield to try to punish it on hit. And now all of a sudden it could still be Ant's game to win. Still has to play those guessing games around the clone. And Cake beautifully reads the attempt to try to punish for the smoke pull instead. Pulls the rug with that down strong and goes up 2-0.
What the hell am I witnessing? You know what I mean? Like, I know. Like, I've seen Cake Assault play.
You're witnessing
That's
greatness.
dope. We are witnessing something so scary. This is Cake Assault in nice prime form in an online tournament. Usually that's, you know, doesn't really happen too often. Doesn't like entering those online tournaments, but still is able to make it happen. And Ant is just falling victim to this one, a 2-0 lead. Kimona, it's scary. This is absolutely one of the best stages. We'll have to see if Ant can finally check out, and that's one way to get it started.
Yeah, you don't need my analysis for this stage. You can just let the gameplay speak for itself, because you can see just a couple hits, you're in that blast zone. That's all you can say about how dangerous it is. And Cake still has to work more or less just as hard to get those stocks. And I really like it for this matchup in particular, even if it's good for Absa against almost every character. This stage against Forsburn means that you have to worry a little bit less about that tricky movement, that spacing, right? Absa wants to be up close. She does like to play that mid-range game, but Forsburn really beats her out because he's got that tricky movement. He's got that dagger that can outpace all of her hitboxes. But here on Aetherian Forest, you better get ready to brawl.
And the curse of the multi-hits, the curse of the cape and dagger, unable to find it, the finishing blow, and you're gonna pay for it. But how much is the payment? How much is the toll? That's gonna be up to Cake Assault. Learn to get it down. Want to see what you can do. Great tech chases by, and look at this, how tricky you can be.
It's
it
beautiful.
Connects, lightning strikes, and my goodness, Ant is on a roll.
In case this is your first time watching Ant just this set, thank God you're getting to watch this game 3, because as good as Cake was playing in those first couple of games, this is why the name Ant puts fear into everybody who sees it in the bracket, including us commentators, because that damage can rack up so quickly. Cake does get one on the board here, but again, with the way that Ant has been schmoving in this game, I mean, look at this, 60%, and that means that you eat one forward air, you're bound to get a second and just go into that blast zone, and Ant is hunting for it.
We got L&Ls for days. We got lightning ladder. We got lightning loop. We also got the lightning line. So many of these are ready to go, and 96 is the number. And my goodness, Ant seems poised with a huge lead. We'll have to see if the finisher will be sweet. But my goodness, the stall, the movement, the timing mix-ups, you talked about that earlier, Kimona.
It's all coming together, baby. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, man. Ants.
I've seen this story before, and I'm just gonna call it. Well, you know, I'm not gonna call it. I'm just gonna say I told you so after it happens. And if it doesn't happen, I'm just gonna be quiet, and then I say face. It's great.
If it was anybody but Cake Assault, I would shake your hand right now and say, yeah, you got it. Like, you're right. Again,
and if it was anyone but Ant, I would also shake your hand.
It's his unstoppable force versus immovable object for sure.
The Cake on port is just so. Ooh, never! I cursed him! I cursed him! It's once a day! God, I'm so sorry. It happens once a day. Oh.
I mean, quite a bit. That was actually, you had like the person watching the fight in the manga like getting interrupted because something just happened while you were analyzing the battle. Like the cutaway to the you're explaining and then suddenly you do the
What? My goodness. That's so
wait,
beautiful.
where's he going? That's too far.
My legs, they can't move anymore. What's happening? Like I've used all my energy, but we're gonna need to kick into that second gear, the second life. Great recovery from Ant. Cake Assault needs to be careful now. That's a huge momentum. It's like a curse, right? I gifted you that SD, but all debts must be paid. And unfortunately for you, you couldn't close it out in game number 3. So all of a sudden, Ant is in a prime position on Absa's worst stage.
I've played these games before. I've seen this film before, and sometimes all you need is an SD at the perfect time for this script to come true.
I mean, we talked about it so much about how that early SD in game 1 could change the entire course of the set, certainly change the way that those first 2 games looked. That can apply just the same for games 4 and 5, although Cake Assault trying to make it not even matter. We are dead even in game 4. Where did this come from?
Hungry Box, your script writers are crazy. This is like the best arc we've seen in a long time. Like, you're gonna bait the reverse 3-0 with the reverse 3 stock from Cake Assault. We'll have to see what the results are. The cape is coming, the magician is ready to go to put on a show, but we'll have to see what Abs can do to weather the storm as it gets dark and the stormy night. 85%, you're at hefty percent, so you need to stay alive. Oh my goodness, Ant, we need to see this clutch factor, but Cake is just moving.
You can't get down there anymore. You can't get down there.
Guys.
It doesn't matter. You got down strong. What happened?
Hey, I told you so. Cake is great on port. He's amazing on port, and that's all I gotta worry about. So it's perfectly fine. A reverse 3 stock, absolutely clinical.